Israel-Hamas war is sparking unrest in the streets and, of course, online. Ex-owner Elon Musk is now under fire for agreeing with anti-Semitic comments on his own company's social media platform. In a post, Musk called an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that Jews promote hatred against whites the actual truth. Musk replied in agreement with the false claim that, quote, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want to stop against them. Musk is now facing criticism for trafficking in anti-Semitic tropes and conspiracy theories, and some influential figures have left X to protest the proliferation of unfiltered hate speech on the platform. Here's National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby on Good Morning America today.
We certainly abhor comments that are anti-Semitic in tone, and certainly don't associate ourselves with the comments that he might have made last night. I mean, that's just unacceptable. There's no place for that in this country. And when you have leaders like Mr. Musk or anybody else out there furthering these tropes and stoking these fires, again, that's reprehensible and unacceptable as well.
Let's bring back our panel, Mike, Barbara, Christina, and ABC News correspondent Aaron Katursky, who's been covering this story. Aaron, I'll start with you. Elon Musk appeared to backtrack some of those posts overnight. What's he saying now?
He did appear to backtrack a little bit, at least, Elizabeth. He wrote in a post that Jewish genocide is unacceptable to any reasonable person, and hatred of white people does not extend to all Jewish communities. But he also took aim in some of the subsequent posts at the Anti-Defamation League, which he said unjustly attacks the majority of the West and promotes anti-white racism. We reached out to a representative for Musk who did not immediately respond to a request for comment, but it seems as if he tried to backtrack a little bit and still kind of went forward a little bit. He has a bit of a history of this, and there has been some consequence as a result. IBM today pulled advertising from X because it says it cannot condone what Musk was posting about.
And that advertising has been such an issue. It's obviously key for X's survival. Mike, what's your take here? Is it a factor that we've seen Elon Musk relax some of the content moderation standards on X since he, took it over?
Yeah, this has actually been part of Elon Musk's entire strategy, even prior to taking over Twitter before it became X. He always looked at Twitter, now X, as a public forum and a public square where free speech should be able to be allowed to roam freely. Upon taking and purchasing X from him as Twitter, he has since then decreased the content moderation department and staff that are responsible to ensuring community guidelines and safety on these platforms. The Anti-Defamation League, even prior to the Israel-Hamas conflict, had noted that they have seen a rise of anti-Semitism on the platform, but also to a decrease in the moderation of anti-Semitism on the platform. And so we've seen X's ad revenue constantly decreasing as a result of advertisers not feeling comfortable in having their ads in this space where content moderation isn't there. We are in for an interesting dynamic to see what does Elon Musk do going forward in the sense of, do they bring back more of staffers, particularly in this time period that we're in, to ensure that content is being moderated to create safety for all users?
Right. Well, and Christina, weigh in here. How do you strike that balance between free speech and hate speech?
I mean, Elon Musk is an internet troll, and he purchased Twitter, some might even argue, to give the platform a huge megaphone to the darkest corners of the internet. It was so clear after 2016 that social media platforms needed to have modification, that it was without being able to have some of that there was just extreme hate, extreme disinformation and misinformation. Look, Elon Musk is a guy that has shared racist, hateful language, conspiracy theories, anti-LGBTQ content. So sadly, it's not a surprise to me that he's sharing anti-Semitic tropes. When you have more money than God, you can, I guess, be an unhinged a-hole, and that's impacting not just, again, his own platform, it's impacting the world, because right now Twitter is a huge public forum, and it's a huge public forum of not just anti-Semitic language, but racist, anti-LGBTQ language. And I think he's so mad at the Anti-Defamation League because they've called that out, rightly so, to advertisers.
Harsh words, Barbara, your take. And what is the solution here when it comes to X, if anything? It is a platform that a lot of people do still use, or at least say they use.
Well, listen, I think John Kirby was pretty understated in his response. And listen, everybody has a right to, take that on. And Elon Musk has totally changed, how, the Twitter modification and the content modification. You had people who complained that there was content moderation, and that was that, owners have a right to moderate on their platform, and he decided not to do it. But now we're seeing the marketplace at work. People don't like when you don't have content moderation and you have this type of behavior. The marketplace at work is leaving, and you have advertisers leaving in droves. And then Elon Musk is saying that's a first, that he doesn't like that because people are leaving. Well, that's the marketplace saying we don't like your platform when you have that kind of garbage on it. That's not a First Amendment violation. That's the marketplace at work. So, these people, it's only when the government takes an action. There's no government action here involved. People can say they don't like that material on your platform. So for him to be, and for him to attack the Anti-Defamation League, they have every right to say what's going on there is outrageous. That's them stating their opinions. And just because the advertisers are leaving, they have a right to leave. It's the free market at work.
Elizabeth, if I may, this is also, too, a larger conversation at play here, too, as well. In the backdrop, you have really Section 230, which allows these big tech platforms to exist and free from any consequences. But we're starting to see Section 230 be contested within the Supreme Court. We're also still seeing this inflection point of freedom of speech, the First Amendment, and hate speech and content moderation, not just with X, but we also, too, see the dynamic play out with Google and with Meta. But we're also, too, seeing it on colleges and universities. And so we're just now at this inflection point in society of do we want moderation and content versus freedom of speech, but we have to be careful of the overcorrection because it can cause harm in other areas too as well for those who actually do activism and protesting and use these platforms as organizing tools.
Yeah, such a tricky balance, and one that feels like people here in Washington have far from figured out what that right balance is. Mike, Barbara, Christina, and Aaron. By the way, newly coronated correspondent at ABC News, Aaron Katersky.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.